It had been 5 years since Lily walked bravely through Mabasso Group's tall glass doors, clutching her mother's hopes in a simple folder. She was older now, 7 years old enough to understand whispers, stares, and cruelty. Fairy tales don't last forever, she had learned. Today was Lily's first day at another new school, an expensive private academy Adam chose specially for her. The hallway shone with polished floors and glittering trophies behind glass cases. Every student wore clean uniforms, ironed perfectly, their shoes spotless. Lily took a deep breath, trying to calm her nervous heartbeat. Suddenly, she felt the sharp gaze of curious eyes piercing her like needles. "That's her," whispered a boy, loud enough for Lily to hear. "The charity girl." She turned slightly, her eyes briefly meeting his, then quickly darting downward. A girl beside him giggled softly, folding her arms with disdain. "Yeah, my mom told me her mother begged the CEO for money. Now they both live in his big house. She's basically like his pet." Lily's fingers gripped the straps of her backpack tighter, knuckles turning white. She forced her tears back, fighting the sting of humiliation. Another boy stepped forward confidently. "She's nothing special," he scoffed. "Just Adam Okonkwo's little project." A hush of laughter rippled through the group, echoing in Lily's ears. "Look, she's gonna cry," whispered another girl, her voice sharp as ice. "Maybe Uncle CEO will buy her new friends too." Lily froze in place, shoulders trembling. A single tear escaped, rolling down her cheek. "Be brave," she heard her mother's gentle voice whisper inside her. "You belong wherever you choose to stand." Slowly, Lily wiped her tear away, taking a deep breath, gathering courage from places she didn't know existed. She lifted her chin slightly but didn't reply. Not today. The whispers still burned her heart, but she felt a tiny spark lighting inside her chest. "Tomorrow will be different," she promised silently, stepping forward, eyes still fixed ahead. Tomorrow, she would speak. Tomorrow, she would stand. But today, she walked quietly, carrying dignity beneath the pain. The next morning, Lily entered the assembly hall quietly, heart pounding, palms slightly damp. Rows of students stared, whispering, giggling. Yesterday's humiliation still burned fresh. She took a deep breath, forcing courage into her small frame. She remembered her mother's tired face after working late nights, Adam's gentle encouragement, and the strength she'd promised herself last night. A teacher tapped the microphone, voice echoing softly through the hall. "We have a new student joining us. Lily Kabwe, please come forward and introduce yourself." Soft laughter spread through the crowd, eyes gleaming with cruel amusement. Lily stepped forward, every movement heavy under their scrutiny. Her small hand trembled slightly as she took the microphone, then steadied herself. The whispers intensified. "She probably needs Uncle CEO to hold her hand," a boy murmured mockingly. Laughter followed sharply. Lily hesitated briefly, then raised her voice, surprising everyone. "You laugh at me," she began firmly, eyes now fixed bravely on the audience. Silence quickly spread. "You say I'm here because of pity." She paused, gathering courage from the silent hall. "But none of you know how hard my mother worked." Her voice trembled but stayed strong. "You never saw her cry when she couldn't afford medicine. You never saw how tired she was, working 3 jobs just to feed me." Absolute silence now filled the hall. Teachers exchanged stunned glances. Students shifted uneasily. "My mother taught me to dream, even when we had nothing." Lily's voice grew stronger, steadier. "She never begged anyone. Yes, someone gave us a chance, but we earned everything else ourselves." She took a breath, eyes now fiercely bright with defiance. "And if standing up for my mother makes me weak to you, then I'd rather be weak, with pride, than strong, with cruelty." Her words hung powerfully in the air, echoing softly into every corner of the stunned hall. Slowly, she lowered the microphone. Silence lingered heavily. No one laughed now. Then, somewhere near the back, a quiet clap began. Another student joined cautiously, then another, and soon scattered applause echoed hesitantly. Yet others remained unmoved, eyes cold, unmelted by her courage. Lily expected that. She knew cruelty wouldn't vanish overnight, but today she had found her voice. She would never lose it again. As she walked back to her seat, chin held high, one girl leaned in and whispered gently, "You're brave." Lily smiled softly, nodding. Today, courage had won. Tomorrow she knew she'd face battles again, but now she'd never fight them silently. The rooftop of Mabaso Group was painted softly by the setting sun. Warm hues of gold and crimson mingled gently in the sky. Adam stood near the railing, quietly observing Lara as she looked out over the bustling Lagos streets below. Over the past few years, his bond with Lara and Lily had quietly deepened. He loved them in silence, in gestures, in subtle acts of care. Today was Lara's birthday, and for the first time, Adam felt he couldn't hold the words inside anymore. He moved closer, heart pounding harder with each step, voice quiet and sincere. "Lara," he began softly, "there's something I've needed to tell you for years." She turned slowly, smiling gently, unsuspecting of the storm inside him. Adam took a breath, pulled out a small velvet box, opened it gently, revealing a delicate silver ring that shimmered softly in the evening glow. Lara's eyes widened, surprise mingling with deep emotion. "Adam," she whispered uncertainly. "I know we've never spoken of love openly," he continued, voice trembling slightly, eyes fixed tenderly on hers. "But I love you, truly, deeply." Lara's hands began to tremble. Her breathing grew shallow. "I want to give Lily a safe, happy life," Adam pressed gently, sincerely. "I want you to finally have the peace you've always deserved." For a moment, everything was still. Only the gentle wind stirred between them. Lara closed her eyes, emotions crashing through her heart. Tears formed, glistening softly. When she finally spoke, her voice was soft but painfully clear. "Adam, I love you too, more than I ever imagined possible." Hope flickered in Adam's eyes, but her next words shattered it gently. "But Lily already suffers enough whispers at school. I see how they hurt her. She's strong, but she's still just a child." Her voice shook now, tears slowly escaping. "If I marry my boss, she'll forever be seen as a charity case, as someone who can't survive without favors." Adam's heart visibly broke, his gaze lowered to the small ring in his hand. "I can't choose my own happiness," she whispered painfully, "over my daughter's dignity." She reached out gently, closing the velvet box softly in his hands. Adam stood frozen, his eyes deep with unspoken grief. When he finally managed to speak, his voice cracked quietly. "I understand, Lara," he murmured painfully, forcing a gentle smile. "You're a mother first, above everything. That's one of the many reasons I fell in love with you." Lara's tears fell freely now, her heart aching. "I'm sorry, Adam," she whispered brokenly. "Don't be," Adam replied softly, gently touching her shoulder. "I'll always be here for both of you, no matter what. I promise." He stepped back quietly, heart shattered, but his love unchanged. 10 years passed swiftly. Lily had blossomed into a brilliant 18-year-old, confident and articulate. She excelled academically, driven by her mother's quiet courage. Life finally seemed stable, until one quiet morning shattered everything. Lily stood in the kitchen preparing breakfast when she heard a loud crash. Her heart froze. "Mama!" she called urgently, rushing toward the sound. She found Lara on the bedroom floor, unconscious, skin pale as marble. Lily's world spun violently. "Mama!" Lily's voice trembled, frantic tears forming instantly. "Wake up! Please wake up!" Hours later, in a sterile white hallway, Lily paced anxiously. A doctor approached her slowly, expression somber. "Miss Cobway," he began gently, hesitation in his voice. Lily looked up sharply, desperation etched on her young face. "What's wrong with my mother?" she asked, her voice shaking. "Please, tell me she's okay." He sighed deeply, compassion filling his eyes. "Your mother has stage 4 cancer. It's spread too far. There's not much time left." Lily staggered backward, her hand flying to her mouth, tears spilling uncontrollably. "No," she whispered brokenly, shaking her head in denial. She can't die. She's my everything. She's all I have left." The doctor reached out softly, placing a folded note gently in Lily's trembling hands. "She knew this day might come," he murmured softly. "She asked us to give this to you, just in case." Lily stared numbly at the note, hands trembling as she unfolded it. In Lara's familiar handwriting, now weak but still clear, were simple, powerful words. "My darling Lily, I have done my best, but now you must trust Adam. Go to him. He will help you now. Forever loving you, Mama." Lily's knees buckled. She sank to the cold hospital floor, clutching the note against her chest, grief pouring from her heart. "Mama, please," she whispered desperately, voice barely audible through her tears. "Don't leave me alone." Around her, the hallway blurred. Nurses passed silently, casting sympathetic glances. But Lily heard nothing, felt nothing, except the overwhelming fear of losing the woman who had given her everything. Adam sat alone in his spacious office at Mabasso Group, staring silently at the city below. 5 more years had passed, yet his heart remained unchanged, still bound quietly to the woman who had gently refused him, whose memory he cherished above everything. The door opened softly. Lily stood there, now a poised young woman of 18. Her eyes were red, face pale with exhaustion, grief etched deeply into her features. Adam rose immediately, concern evident in his eyes. "Lily," he whispered gently, stepping toward her, sensing tragedy. "What's happened?" Her voice broke, shaking with desperation. "Uncle Adam, it's Mama, she's dying." Adam's breath stopped momentarily, eyes widening, pain gripping his chest sharply. "No," he murmured, visibly shaken. "Lara." Lily nodded tearfully, hands trembling. "It's cancer. They said it's too late. But please help me save her. You've always been there. Please, just one more time. Don't let her die." Adam closed his eyes briefly, fighting his own tears, the old ache reopening inside him. "Lily," he began, voice steady but deeply pained. "I promise you, I will do everything possible." She sobbed softly, relief mixing with her fear. "I don't know how to live without her. She's all I've ever known." Adam stepped closer, gently placing a comforting hand on her shoulder, his voice warm, tender, breaking slightly as he spoke honestly. "I never stopped loving your mother, Lily. Never dated, never married. I couldn't. It was always her." Lily's eyes softened painfully, tears rolling silently down her cheeks as she saw the truth clearly written in Adam's sorrowful eyes. "She trusted you," Lily whispered, heart aching deeply. "She sent me here to you." Adam nodded, his voice quiet but firm. "Then let's go to her. Together." The hospital room was quiet, dimmed by gentle light filtering through thin curtains. Machines beeped softly, marking each moment passing. Lara lay pale, weakened, fragile. Her breathing shallow, eyes half open, reflecting a lifetime of strength now quietly fading. Adam stood near the bed, silent, grief heavy in his eyes. Lily held her mother's frail hand tightly, unable to hold back tears, desperately memorizing every detail of Lara's gentle face. Lara's eyes slowly opened fully, settling softly on Adam, her voice barely above a whisper. "Adam," she breathed weakly, each word an effort. "My time, is close now." Adam moved closer, gently kneeling beside her bed, voice gentle yet firm. "Lara, please, don't say goodbye yet. I've fought for Lily," she breathed, "but she's still a child." "Lily is already mine," Adam said, voice trembling. "I'll protect her, always." Lara smiled weakly. "Take her somewhere quiet. Teach her to keep walking." "I promise." She looked at Lily one last time. "I love you so much." And then, silence. "Mama," Lily sobbed, holding on. After Lara's passing, Lily moved into Adam's grand, silent home, marble floors, chandeliers, and cold, echoing halls. Adam had promised to protect her, but not everyone welcomed her. Adam's mother, stern and elegant, watched Lily unpack her modest things. "So," she said coolly, "Adam insisted on bringing you here." Lily turned, quietly meeting her gaze. "You're not our blood," the woman continued sharply. "You don't belong. Adam may pity you, but remember your place." Each word cut deep. Lily's eyes welled, but she refused to cry. She gave a faint smile. "I understand," she whispered. The woman walked away, heels clicking coldly on marble. Left alone, Lily sat on her bed, clutching a worn photo of her mother. "I'll be okay, Mama," she whispered. "I promise I'll find my place." Adam was away on business, and without him, the house felt colder than ever. Elegant, yes, but painfully empty. Late one night, as Lily quietly finished her studies in the small guest room, footsteps approached. Adam's younger brother, Jacob, a spoiled, bitter young man, appeared silently in the doorway, eyes cold and filled with contempt. "You think you belong here?" Jacob sneered harshly, stepping closer. "You think you're special? You're nothing more than Adam's pity project." Lily slowly stood, backing away, heart pounding with fear. Her voice shook as she tried to remain calm. "Please leave, Jacob. I don't want any trouble." Jacob smirked cruelly, stepping forward aggressively, blocking her path. "Say something else. I dare you," he whispered threateningly. Terrified, Lily backed up further until she felt the cold wall behind her. Jacob reached out suddenly, grabbing her arm tightly, fingers bruising her skin. Lily screamed desperately, tears spilling instantly. "Don't touch me!" She yanked herself away, stumbling as she fled from the room, slamming the door behind her. Breathless and trembling, she hid in the hallway, sobbing quietly until dawn. The next morning, Lily approached Adam's mother cautiously, voice trembling as she recounted the previous night's terror. "He grabbed me. Please, believe me," Lily pleaded desperately. The woman's cold eyes barely flickered, voice sharp and merciless. "Jacob is family. You're not. Don't spread lies to gain sympathy." Lily's chest tightened painfully. "I'm not lying," she whispered brokenly. "Please." Adam's mother stood up firmly, eyes hardening further. "Enough. Go back to your room and never repeat such nonsense again." Defeated, Lily walked away slowly, heart heavy with betrayal. Alone once more, she curled up on her bed, silently weeping, feeling utterly trapped. Late at night, under the veil of darkness, Lily quietly gathered her things. Trembling hands packed a small backpack, a notebook, a few clothes, her mother's photograph. Each movement felt heavy, yet determined. She paused briefly at her desk, scribbling a short note with shaking fingers. "I don't belong in that house. I just wanted a home. Please don't look for me. I'll be okay. I just need air." Her eyes filled with quiet tears, but she wiped them away, folding the note neatly and placing it gently on her pillow. Lily took one last glance at the room, her heart aching deeply, then slipped silently out into the night. Lily sat quietly beneath a tree, hair tangled, clothes dirty and worn from days wandering aimlessly. Her once bright eyes now dull, tired, haunted by confusion and fear. She hugged her knees tightly, gently rocking back and forth, murmuring softly to herself, voice weak and trembling. "I just want to go home," Lily whispered desperately, tears streaming silently down her pale cheeks. "But I don't know where that is anymore." People passed hurriedly, unaware of her quiet, painful presence. She was invisible again, just as she felt long ago, before Adam, before hope. She leaned against the rough bark of the tree, closing her eyes, trembling softly from exhaustion and grief. "I'm sorry, Mama," she whispered weakly into the darkness, voice barely audible. "I tried, but I got lost." Once, little 2-year-old Lily was a ray of hope for everyone. That same sweet baby is now suffering alone on the streets. It's painful how fate can change everything. My besties, if you want to know what happens next in Lily's journey, write part 3 in the comments. Tell us, which moment made you angry or broke your heart? Subscribe for part 3, coming soon. Until then, take care and be kind to others.